Hey guys, my name's Gavin and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make beats in the style of Bankrol Hayden. So yeah, that's about it for the video. It's like really bouncy, kind of ambient melodies. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's shoot for like 25 likes on the video. I'm going up 5 per video. As I said in the last one, 25. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's eat a grape and let's get into the melody. And also, I just dropped a free loop kit. It's my first one that I've put out. It's going to be linked in the description down below. It's free to download. All you have to do is like subscribe to the YouTube channel. I don't think that's too much to ask. There's some pretty cool loops in there, and you'll notice that a couple of the loops were actually used in tutorials, or I actually showed how to make them in the tutorials rather. So yeah, so I made this a while ago. I ended up like not scrapping it, I saved it in my unfinished folder. If you don't have one of those, I should finish eating this. If you don't have one of those, I highly recommend that you make one, because you go back on it, and I found so many beats when I was looking at it the other day that weren't finished that could just use a little bit of like tweaking. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be showing you guys today, how I'm gonna break down how I did this. And if you're mad that I'm not doing it from scratch, I have a different style of tutorials that I think you might like. I really try to go in depth with my chord analysis and whatnot. So yeah, let's get into it. So I started with this chord progression. I'm most likely assuming I'm at 162 BPM too, so kind of on the faster side. And then this is just a D sharp major chord with the root note here. It's also put up an octave there too to add like more depth to the chord. That plays for the first 2 bars, and then we have a G minor chord, and it's inverted, so this top note here is also put in the bass, but we have the top note here so to add more depth to it. And then we go down to a C minor chord, and then A sharp major chord, this note to help kind of transition. And like this is think of these as like a melody escalating back up, because as you can see this is escalating back up too, back to the start here. So think of that just helping out. So this is what this sounds like. And then these are just, I'm pretty sure they're just the chords. It's actually a super easy breakdown. They're just the chords, but they're just arpeggiated, and then here arpeggiated again. But I wanted to like add a little bit of variety to it, so I brought up this top note to an F in the scale, and then this is a D sharp minor scale if you're wondering. And then I go down here to stay with this chord. Yeah, so it's just really just breaking down the chords into an arpeggiated form. But as you can see, I just kind of looped this part, left it identical. And yeah, this is what this melody sounds like. Alright, no music theory to this whatsoever, this top line at least. It's really just going up and down the scale. I say in all my videos I create kind of like a wave kind of deal. It adds a lot of depth to the melodies, and I really like the way it sounds. And I look really tired. I've been getting 0 sleep. But let's continue on to the second sound, which is this bell, which kind of gives it that Bankrol Hayden bouncy kind of like island kind of vibe. And yeah, this is what it sounds like. Alright, so when I was making this, I wanted to do like really like fast note switches. As you can see, like these notes all go back and forth so much, and I kind of tuck it in the background with reverb. It's still really present in the melody, but I wanted to do something that had island vibes. And yeah, to kind of create that, this grace note I think really adds to that. And if you don't know how to do a grace note, it's basically this note, this F here would normally be right here, except you just move it over a little bit, and then you just put like a note in the scale. It doesn't have to be in the scale, but it sounds better if it is. You just put it there, and it kind of creates like a, I don't know, a cool feel. And then here, these notes, I thought did a really good job at capturing that island feel. Just like a lot of repetition. And then these notes were kind of brought in to counter these notes, if that makes any sense. And yeah, that's basically it. And then I wanted to keep it a little simple on this side. I switched up these notes. I switched where they played, so instead of having a D here, instead of having, so this is a D right here, so instead of having it be a D there, switched it to a C, and then all I did after that was flip-flop the D, and I had it play up higher, as you can see. And then these are just following the root notes. Wait, are they? I don't think they are, actually. No, they're not. So this is just something that I thought sounded good to my ear, and it kind of accented the chords. So that's why I picked these notes. And as you can see, this is a pretty repetitive melody, but it's not overly repetitive to the point where it just gets annoying, which is like the key when you're making melodies. And it's not really something that you can be taught. It's kind of all just about practicing and whatnot. So yeah, there's that. And now lastly, I have this sound, which I added today when I went in and remastered the whole thing. So it's basically just the first chord. So I copied and pasted the entire chord progression that I showed you, and then I pressed Shift D on my keyboard to like pluck all of the notes so they're like super short stabs. So then I kept this first chord, and then I kept this part. I'll show you. I kept, see, as you can see, there's these right here. I kept those, but they're shortened now. And then I just made like a different kind of melody after it, because after that first part I felt like it kind of got annoying and a little bit out of tune with the sound I was using, but I really liked how the sound sounded in the first like bar here. So yeah, that's just going up and down the scale again, trying to accent our other melodies. You can't hear them right now. I'll play them all together for you so you can. It's really tucked in the background, and I'll kind of talk about the effects that I put on this, and then that's basically it for the tutorial. I just put on this like this bass chord progression. I have retro color, an EQ to get rid of this high frequency that was kind of bugging me. It made it sound kind of gross, and then I have this delay, and I'm pretty sure it's just set to this is 1/8, no, 1/4, yeah, 1/4, and then I have this feedback at invert, and then I just change the volume so the delay comes out at the volume I want it to, obviously. So that's that. And now for this, I have reverb, chorus, retro color again, and another delay with a different time. I don't know what time it is, but they're really subtle delays, but they kind of just add like, and they fill up empty space in the background of the melody, which is another important thing that you could do to make your melody sound more full. So yeah, there's that. And then with this, I just put reverb on it and then micro shift. You guys know I like micro shift a lot. And yeah, so that's that. And then after I did all of that, I laid it out in my loop form. So I have all three of the sounds playing here for these first three spots. And then I have just one playing at a time, and I render them out to audio form now before I do that. So when you're chopping it up, the reverb from like the previous audio clip doesn't merge into the new one, and just makes it a lot easier for producers using your loop. And yes, then I exported it out like this. I pitched it down a semitone, called it good, and that's about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Feel free to leave some suggestions in the comments for what you would like to see me do next, because I'm open to anything really. And yeah, alright, so that's about it for the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it again. Make sure to have an awesome night. Keep making beats. And yeah, I guess I'll have another grape, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.